I found a photo of a woman in my dad's wallet. A woman I had never seen before in my entire life. And when I finally asked him about it, his answer destroyed our family forever. If you want to know what happened next, make sure you subscribe to Hidden Family Secrets because this story is going to shock you. My name is Emma. I am 20 years old. And I need to tell you about the day I discovered my father's secret. The secret he had been hiding for over 30 years. The secret that tore my entire family apart. I was visiting my parents last Tuesday. It was just a normal day. My mom was in the kitchen making lunch. My dad was outside in the driveway working on his car. I was sitting in the living room scrolling through my phone. Everything was normal. Everything was fine. Or at least I thought it was. My dad came inside and walked over to me. His hands were covered in grease from working on the car. He looked at me and said, "Emma, can you do me a favor? I need you to go pick up a part one ordered from the auto shop. My wallet is on the table. Just take it and pay for the part." I said, "Sure, Dad, no problem." I stood up and walked over to the table. I picked up his wallet. It was old and worn out. The leather was cracked. My dad had been using that same wallet for as long as I could remember. I had seen it 1,000 times before, but I had never actually looked inside it. I opened the wallet to take out his credit card, and that is when I saw them. 2 small photos tucked into one of the card slots. I pulled them out to get a better look. The first photo was of my mom and dad. They looked so young. Maybe in their early 20s. They were smiling. My dad had his arm around my mom. It was a cute photo. I smiled when I saw it, but then I looked at the second photo, and my smile disappeared. It was a photo of a woman I had never seen before in my life. She was young, maybe in her 20s. She had dark hair and dark eyes. She was beautiful, but she did not look like anyone from our family. She was from a different ethnic background. The photo was old, really old. The edges were worn out like someone had been looking at it for years. I stood there staring at the photo. My mind started racing. Who was this woman? Why did my dad have her photo in his wallet? Why was it right next to the photo of him and my mom? And why had he kept it all these years? I heard my dad calling from outside. "Emma, did you find the wallet?" I quickly put the photos back and closed the wallet. "Yeah, I got it," I yelled back. "I will be back in a few minutes." I went to the auto shop. I picked up the part. I paid for it. But the whole time I could not stop thinking about that photo. Who was she? I needed to know. When I got back home, I gave my dad his wallet. He thanked me and went back to working on his car. I went inside and sat down on the couch. My mom was still in the kitchen. I wanted to ask her about the photo, but something stopped me. What if she did not know about it? What if this was a secret my dad had been keeping from her too? I decided to wait. I decided to ask my dad first. That night after dinner, I waited until my mom went upstairs. Then I walked outside to the garage where my dad was cleaning his tools. I stood in the doorway and watched him for a moment. He looked so normal, so calm, like he did not have a care in the world. But I knew he was hiding something, and I needed to know what it was. "Dad," I said, "can I ask you something?" He looked up at me and smiled. "Sure, sweetheart. What is it?" I took a deep breath. "When I opened your wallet today to get your credit card, I saw some photos." My dad stopped smiling. His face went blank. He put down the tool he was holding and looked at me. "Okay," he said slowly. "What about them?" "There was a photo of you and Mom," I said. "And there was another photo of a woman I have never seen before." "Who is she?" My dad did not say anything. He just stood there looking at me. His jaw got tight. His hands were shaking a little bit. He looked like I had just asked him the worst question in the world. "Dad," I said again. "Who is she?" He took a deep breath and looked away from me. "That is none of your business, Emma," he said. His voice was cold. Colder than I had ever heard it before. I felt like he had just slapped me in the face. "What do you mean it is none of my business?" I said, "You have been carrying a photo of some random woman in your wallet my entire life. I think I deserve to know who she is." My dad turned and looked at me with hard eyes. "You do not deserve anything, Emma," he said. "That photo is private. It is my business. Not yours. Not your mother's. Mine. and I do not want to talk about it. I could not believe what I was hearing. My dad had never talked to me like this before. Never. He was always kind to me, always patient. But right now he looked angry. He looked like he wanted me to leave. Fine, I said. I will ask Mom. My dad's face went white. Do not you dare, he said. Do not you dare say anything to your mother about this, Emma. I am serious. This has nothing to do with her. This has nothing to do with you. Just drop it. He walked past me and went into the house. He left me standing there in the garage alone. I felt sick. I felt confused. And I felt angry. Why was he being so defensive? Why would he not just tell me who she was? What was he hiding? I went back inside. My mom was sitting on the couch watching TV. She smiled at me when I walked in. Everything okay, honey? She asked. I wanted to tell her. I wanted to tell her everything. But I remembered the look on my dad's face when I said I would ask her. He looked terrified. So I lied. Yeah, Mom, I said. Everything is fine. But everything was not fine. Not even close. That night I could not sleep. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling thinking about that photo. Thinking about the woman. Thinking about my dad's reaction. Why would he get so angry? Why would he refuse to tell me who she was? The only reason someone keeps a photo like that is because the person means something to them. Something important. Something they do not want anyone else to know about. Was my dad having an affair? No, that did not make sense. The photo was old. Really old. This was not something recent. This was something from a long time ago. Before I was even born. So who was she? An old girlfriend? A first love? Someone you lost? Or was it something worse? I decided I was not going to drop it. I did not care what my dad said. I needed to know the truth. And I was going to find out one way or another. The next morning I woke up early. My parents were still asleep. I went downstairs and looked around the living room. I knew my dad kept old stuff in the closet. In his office. Photo albums, letters, things from when he was younger. Maybe there was something in there that could tell me who this woman was. I opened the closet door as quietly as I could. There were boxes stacked on top of each other. I pulled down the first box and opened it. Inside were old photos. Photos of my dad when he was a kid. Photos of my grandparents. Photos of family vacations. I went through every single one. But I did not see the woman from the wallet. I opened the second box. More photos. More letters. Nothing. Then I opened the third box. And that is when I found it. At the bottom of the box under a pile of old papers was an envelope. It was yellow and old. On the front in my dad's handwriting, it said Maria. Do not open. My heart started racing. Maria. That must be her name. I picked up the envelope. My hands were shaking. I knew I should not open it. I knew my dad would be furious if he found out. But I did not care anymore. I needed to know. I opened the envelope. Inside were letters. At least 10 of them. All written by my dad. All addressed to someone named Maria. I pulled out the first letter and started reading. Dear Maria, I know I will never send this letter to you. I know you will never read these words. But I need to write them anyway. I need to tell you that. I am sorry. I am sorry for what I did. I am sorry for the choice I made. I am sorry I was not strong enough to fight for you. I felt my stomach drop. What choice? What was he talking about? I kept reading. I think about you every single day. I wonder where you are. I wonder if you are happy. I wonder if you ever think about me. I wonder if you hate me for what I did. I would not blame you if you did. I hate myself for it. My hands were shaking so badly now I could barely hold the letter. I kept reading. I want you to know that I love you, Maria. I have always loved you. I will always love you. You were the love of my life. But I was too weak, too scared. And now you are gone. And I have to live with that every single day for the rest of my life. I dropped the letter. I felt like I could not breathe. My dad was in love with this woman. This Maria. And it was not just some old crush. He said she was the love of his life. The love of his life. Not my mom. I heard footsteps upstairs. My parents were waking up. I quickly put everything back in the box and shoved it back into the closet. I ran to my room and closed the door. I sat on my bed trying to process what I had just read. My dad loved another woman. He still loved her. And my mom had no idea. What was I supposed to do now? I could not eat breakfast that morning. I sat at the table with my mom and dad pretending everything was normal. But inside I was falling apart. I kept looking at my dad. He was eating his eggs and reading the newspaper like nothing was wrong. Like he did not have a secret he had been hiding for 30 years. Like he was not in love with a woman named Maria. My mom was talking about something. I do not even remember what. I was not listening. I just kept thinking about those letters. I kept thinking about the words my dad wrote. You were the love of my life. Those words kept repeating over and over in my head. I looked at my mom. She was smiling. She had no idea. She had no idea that her husband had been carrying another woman's photo in his wallet their entire marriage. She had no idea that he wrote letters to this woman telling her he loved her. She had no idea that she was not the love of his life. I felt sick. After breakfast, I told my parents I had to go. I said I had work to do. My mom hugged me goodbye. My dad barely looked at me. I drove back to my apartment and I cried the whole way. I did not know what to do. I did not know who to talk to. I felt like my entire life had been a lie. When I got home, I sat on my couch and stared at the wall. I needed to know more. I needed to know who Maria was. I needed to know what happened between her and my dad. And I needed to know why he never told anyone about her. I grabbed my laptop and opened it. I went to Facebook and typed in Maria and my dad's last name. Nothing came up. I tried Instagram. Nothing. I tried Google. Still nothing. Whoever this woman was, she did not have any social media. Or maybe she did, but she was not using her real name. Or maybe she was dead. That thought made my stomach turn. What if Maria was dead? What if that was why my dad kept her photo? What if he lost her and he never got over it? I needed answers. And there was only one person who might be able to give them to me. My dad's sister, my Aunt Lisa. Aunt Lisa was older than my dad by 5 years. She had always been close to him. If anyone knew about Maria, it would be her. I picked up my phone and called her. She answered on the second ring. Emma, honey, she said. What a nice surprise. How are you? Hi, Aunt Lisa, I said. I am okay. Can I ask you something? It is kind of important. Of course, she said. What is it? I took a deep breath. Do you know anyone named Maria? There was a long silence on the other end of the phone. I could hear Aunt Lisa breathing, but she was not saying anything. Aunt Lisa, are you still there? Yes, she said quietly. I am here. Why are you asking about Maria? So you do know her, I said. My heart started racing. Aunt Lisa sighed. Emma, why are you asking me this? Because I found a photo of her in Dad's wallet, I said. And I found letters he wrote to her. Letters where he said he loved her. Letters where he said she was the love of his life. And I need to know who she is. Please, Aunt Lisa, please tell me. Aunt Lisa was quiet for a long time. Then she said, Oh, Emma, you should not have found those. Well, I did, I said. And now I need to know the truth. Who is Maria? What happened between her and Dad? Aunt Lisa sighed again. This is not my story to tell, she said. If you want to know the truth, you need to ask your father. I already tried, I said. He told me it was none of my business. He told me not to tell Mom. He refused to talk about it. Aunt Lisa did not say anything. Please, I said. I need to know. This is driving me crazy. I cannot stop thinking about it. Who was she? Aunt Lisa took a deep breath. Okay, she said. I will tell you. But Emma, you have to promise me something. You have to promise me you will not tell your mother. Not yet. Let me talk to your father first. This is going to destroy her. And she deserves to hear it from him. Not from you. I promise, I said. Just, please tell me. Aunt Lisa was quiet for a moment. Then she started talking. Maria was your father's girlfriend when he was in college, she said. They met when he was 19 years old. She was the first girl he ever truly loved. They were together for 3 years. Your father was completely in love with her. He wanted to marry her. He was going to propose to her after graduation. I sat there, listening. My hands were shaking. But your grandparents did not approve, Aunt Lisa continued. Maria was from a different background, a different culture, a different religion. Your grandparents were very traditional. They told your father he could not marry her. They told him if he stayed with her, they would cut him off. No money, no support, nothing. I felt tears starting to form in my eyes. Your father was young, Aunt Lisa said. He was scared. He did not know what to do. He loved Maria, but he also did not want to lose his family. So he made a choice. He broke up with her. I could not breathe. I could not believe what I was hearing. Maria was heartbroken, Aunt Lisa said. She begged him not to leave her. She told him they could make it work. But your father said no. He said it was over. And then she left. She moved away. And your father never saw her again. What happened to her? I whispered. I do not know, Aunt Lisa said. No one does. She just disappeared. Your father tried to find her years later, but he could not. She was gone. And Mom? I asked. Does Mom know about any of this? No, Aunt Lisa said. Your father never told her. He met your mother 2 years after Maria left, and he fell in love with her. Or at least he tried to. But Emma, I need you to understand something. Your father loves your mother. He really does. But Maria was his first love. And you never really forget your first love. No matter how hard you try. I felt like someone had punched me in the stomach. My dad loved my mom, but he loved Maria more. And he had been carrying that secret his entire life. Thank you for telling me, I said quietly. Emma, please, Aunt Lisa said. Do not do anything crazy. Let me talk to your father first. This is a very delicate situation. Okay, I said. I will wait. I hung up the phone, and I sat there on my couch staring at nothing. My whole life felt like a lie. My parents' marriage felt like a lie. Everything felt like a lie. For the next 2 days I avoided my parents. I did not answer their calls. I did not text them back. I just stayed in my apartment trying to process everything, trying to figure out what to do. But then on the 3rd day, my mom called me, and this time I answered. Emma, she said. Her voice sounded worried. Are you okay? You have not answered any of my calls. Your father and I are worried about you. I am fine, Mom, I lied. I have just been busy with work. Okay, she said. But I need you to come over tonight. There is something your father and I need to talk to you about. My heart stopped. What is it? I asked. Just come over, she said. Please, it is important. I felt panic rising in my chest. Did Aunt Lisa tell my dad I knew? Did my dad tell my mom? What was happening? Okay, I said. I will be there. I hung up the phone. My hands were shaking. I did not know what was waiting for me at my parents' house. But I knew it was not going to be good. I drove to my parents' house that evening. My heart was pounding the entire way. When I pulled into the driveway, I saw both of their cars. They were home, waiting for me. I walked up to the front door and knocked. My mom opened it. Her eyes were red, like she had been crying. My stomach dropped. Come in, honey, she said quietly. I walked inside. My dad was sitting on the couch. He looked terrible. His face was pale. His hands were shaking. He looked up at me when I walked in, and I saw something in his eyes I had never seen before. Fear. Sit down, Emma, my mom said. I sat down in the chair across from them. I looked at my mom, then at my dad, then back at my mom. What is going on? I asked. My mom took a deep breath. She looked at my dad, then she looked back at me. And then she said the words that changed everything. Your Aunt Lisa called your father. She said, she told him that you found the letters. The letters about Maria. I felt my blood go cold. And your father told me everything. My mom continued. Her voice was shaking now. He told me about Maria. He told me about the photo. He told me about the letters. He told me everything. I looked at my dad. He was staring at the floor. He would not look at me. Mom, I am so sorry, I said. I did not mean for you to find out like this. My mom shook her head. It is not your fault, Emma, she said. This is not your fault. This is his fault. She pointed at my dad. And then she started crying. I have been married to this man for 25 years, she said through her tears. 25 years. And I just found out that I was never the love of his life. I was just his second choice. My dad finally looked up. Karen, please, he said. That is not true. Do not you dare lie to me, my mom screamed. Do not you dare. You kept that woman's photo in your wallet our entire marriage. You wrote letters to her telling her you loved her. You said she was the love of your life. So do not stand there and tell me it is not true. My dad put his head in his hands. I am sorry, he whispered. I'm so sorry. My mom stood up. She looked at me with tears streaming down her face. I need you to leave, Emma, she said. Your father and I need to talk. Alone. I stood up. I looked at my dad one more time. And then I walked out of the house. I sat in my car in the driveway. And I cried. I cried because I had just destroyed my parents' marriage. I cried because my mom was heartbroken. I cried because my dad had been living a lie for 30 years. And I cried because I knew that after tonight nothing in my family would ever be the same again. I did not hear from my parents for 3 days. 3 days of complete silence. I called my mom. She did not answer. I called my dad. He did not answer. I sent text messages. Nothing. It was like they had both disappeared. I was going crazy. I did not know what was happening. Were they fighting? Were they getting divorced? Was my mom okay? I had no idea. And it was killing me. On the 4th day, my mom finally called me. I answered immediately. Mom, I said, are you okay? I have been so worried. My mom's voice sounded tired, empty, like all the life had been drained out of her. I need you to come over. She said, right now. I will be there in 10 minutes, I said. I drove to my parents' house as fast as I could. When I pulled into the driveway, I noticed my dad's car was not there. Only my mom's car. I walked up to the door and knocked. My mom opened it. She looked terrible. Her eyes were swollen from crying. Her hair was messy. She was wearing the same clothes she had been wearing 3 days ago. Mom, I said, what is going on? Where is Dad? He is staying at a hotel, my mom said. Quietly. I told him to leave. My heart sank. I walked inside and sat down on the couch. My mom sat down next to me. She did not look at me. She just stared at the wall. I am so sorry, Mom, I said. I never should have asked Dad about the photo. I never should have gone through his things. This is all my fault. My mom shook her head. No, Emma, she said. This is not your fault. This is his fault. He is the one who lied. He is the one who kept secrets. You just found out the truth, and I am glad you did. Because I deserve to know. She finally looked at me. Her eyes were filled with pain. Do you know what it feels like, she asked? To find out that you have been living a lie for 25 years? To find out that your husband never really loved you the way you loved him? To find out that you were just his second choice? Tears started rolling down her face. I gave him everything, Emma, she said. I gave him my heart, my life. I gave him you. And the whole time he was thinking about another woman. The whole time he was wishing he was with her instead of me. Mom, that is not true, I said. Dad loves you. I know he does. My mom laughed bitterly. Does he? She said. Because he told me himself, Emma. 3 days ago after you left. He told me everything. He told me about Maria. He told me how much he loved her. He told me he broke up with her because his parents told him to. And he told me that he has regretted it every single day since. I felt sick. He said he tried to love me the way he loved her, my mom continued. He said he tried to move on. He said he thought he could forget her. But he could not. She has been in his heart this entire time. And I never knew. Mom, I whispered. I am so sorry. My mom wiped her eyes. I asked him to leave, she said. I told him I needed time to think. I told him I did not know if I could stay married to him after this. And he left. He did not even fight for me, Emma. He just packed a bag and left. We sat there in silence for a long time. I did not know what to say. I did not know how to fix this. I had broken my family, and I did not know how to put it back together. Then my mom said something that made my blood run cold. I want to find her, she said. I looked at her. What? I want to find Maria, my mom said. I want to know who this woman is. I want to know what made her so special. I want to know why my husband has been in love with her for 30 years. Mom, I do not think that is a good idea, I said. I do not care, my mom said. Her voice was strong now, determined. I need to know. I need to see her for myself. And I want you to help me. I did not know what to say. Part of me thought this was a terrible idea, but part of me understood. My mom needed closure. She needed answers. And if finding Maria would give her that, then I was going to help her. Okay, I said. I will help you. My mom nodded. She stood up and walked to the hallway closet. She pulled out the box with all the letters. She brought it over to the couch and opened it. There has to be something in here, she said. Some clue about where she is. Something. We spent the next 2 hours going through every single letter, every single photo, every single piece of paper in that box. And then my mom found something, an old envelope. Inside was a letter from Maria, a letter she had written to my dad. Before she left, my mom read it out loud. Dear David, I do not understand why you are doing this. I do not understand why you are choosing them over me, over us. I love you. I have loved you since the day I met you. And I thought you loved me too. But I guess I was wrong. I guess your family means more to you than I do. I am leaving. I am going back home, back to where I came from. And I am never coming back. I hope you are happy with your choice. I hope it was worth it. Goodbye, David. I will always love you. Maria. My mom put down the letter. At the bottom of the page was an address, an old address. It was in a city 4 hours away. That is where she was from, my mom said. That is where she went. We do not even know if she is still there, I said. This letter is 30 years old, Mom. She could be anywhere by now. Then we will start there, my mom said. We will go to that city. We will ask around. We will find someone who knows her. We will do whatever it takes. I looked at my mom. I had never seen her like this before. She was not the quiet, soft woman I grew up with. She was strong, angry, determined, and I knew there was no stopping her. Okay, I said. When do we leave? Tomorrow, my mom said. First thing in the morning. That night I went back to my apartment. I could not sleep. I kept thinking about what we were about to do. We were going to track down the woman my father had been in love with for 30 years. The woman he could never forget. The woman who destroyed my parents' marriage without even knowing it. What were we going to say to her when we found her? What was my mom going to do? I did not know. And that scared me. The next morning my mom picked me up at 7 a.m. We got in her car and started driving. 4 hours to a city neither of us had ever been to. 4 hours to find a woman we did not even know if she was still alive. We barely talked the whole drive. My mom just stared at the road. Her hands gripped the steering wheel so tight her knuckles were white. I looked at her and I could see the pain in her eyes, the anger, the betrayal, and I felt so guilty. I did this. I destroyed her life. And now I had to help her pick up the pieces. When we finally arrived in the city, my mom pulled over and looked at the address on the letter. It was an old apartment building on the east side of town. We drove there. The building looked run down. Old, like it had not been taken care of in years. We parked the car and got out. We walked up to the front door. There was a list of names next to the buzzers. My mom scanned the list. And then she froze. There, she said. She pointed at one of the names, Maria Santos. Apartment 3B. My heart started pounding. She was here. After 30 years, she was still here. My mom pressed the buzzer. We waited. Nothing happened. She pressed it again. Still nothing. Maybe she is not home, I said. Then we will wait, my mom said. We sat on the steps outside the building for 2 hours, waiting. And then finally we saw her. An older woman walking down the street carrying grocery bags. She had dark hair with streaks of gray, dark eyes. She looked exactly like the woman in the photo, just older. My mom stood up. I stood up next to her. The woman walked up to the building. She looked at us. Can I help you? She asked. Her voice had a slight accent. My mom took a deep breath. Are you Maria Santos? She asked. The woman looked at my mom carefully. Yes, she said slowly. Who are you? My mom's voice shook when she spoke. My name is Karen Taylor, she said. I am married to David Taylor. I think you know him. Maria's face went completely white. The grocery bags fell out of her hands and hit the ground. She stared at my mom like she was seeing a ghost. David, she whispered. You are married to David? Yes, my mom said. For 25 years, Maria put her hand over her mouth. Tears started forming in her eyes. Oh my God, she whispered. We need to talk, my mom said. Please. Maria nodded slowly. She picked up her bags. Her hands were shaking. Come inside, she said quietly. We followed Maria into the building. Up the stairs, into her apartment. It was small, simple. There were photos on the walls. Photos of a life we knew nothing about. Maria sat down on the couch. My mom and I sat across from her. No one said anything for a long moment. Then Maria looked at my mom and said, Why are you here? After all these years. Why now? Because my mom said, I found out about you. I found out that my husband has been in love with you our entire marriage, and I needed to see you for myself. I needed to know who you were. I needed to know why he could never let you go. Maria closed her eyes. Tears rolled down her face. I never wanted this, she whispered. I never wanted to hurt anyone. Then my mom asked the question that would change everything. Did you ever try to contact him? My mom asked. After you left. Did you ever reach out? Maria opened her eyes. She looked at my mom. And then she said something that made my heart stop. Yes, she said. I did. Once. When? My mom asked. Maria took a deep breath. 20 years ago, she said. I called him. I told him something he needed to know. Something important. What did you tell him? My mom whispered. Maria looked right at me. And then she said the words that destroyed everything. I told him he had a son. The room went completely silent. I could not breathe. I could not move. I just sat there staring at Maria, trying to process what she had just said. I told him he had a son. My mom's face went white. She opened her mouth, but no words came out. She just sat there frozen. Maria put her hands over her face and started crying. I am so sorry, she said through her tears. I am so sorry. I never wanted any of this to happen. What are you talking about? My mom finally said. Her voice was shaking. What son? Maria wiped her eyes and looked at us. After David broke up with me, she said. After I left, I found out I was pregnant. I was 2 months pregnant with his baby. And he did not know. My entire body felt numb. My dad had a son. I had a brother. And neither of us knew. Why did you not tell him right away? My mom asked. Her voice was getting louder now. Why did you wait 20 years? Because I was hurt, Maria said. I was angry. David chose his family over me. He broke my heart. So I decided I was going to raise my son on my own. I did not need him. I did not want him in our lives, but then my son got older, Maria continued, and he started asking about his father. He wanted to know who he was, where he was, and I could not lie to him anymore, so I told him. I told him his father's name was David Taylor, and I told him that David did not know. He existed. Maria took a deep breath. My son wanted to meet him, she said. He begged me to let him contact David, so when he turned 18, I finally gave in. I called David. I told him everything. I told him he had a son. And I told him that his son wanted to meet him. What did my dad say? I whispered. Maria looked at me with sad eyes. He said no, she said. I felt like someone had punched me in the stomach. He said he had a family, Maria continued. He said he had a wife and a daughter. He said he could not bring a secret son into their lives. He said it would destroy everything. So he told me to never contact him again. And he hung up. My mom put her hands over her face. She was shaking. I could see tears running down her cheeks. I respected his decision, Maria said quietly. I did not call again. I did not try to contact him. I told my son that his father did not want to meet him. And my son was heartbroken, but he accepted it. And we moved on with our lives. Where is he now? I asked. Your son. My brother Maria smiled a small sad smile. He lives in California, she said. He is 31 years old now. He is married. He has a good job. He is happy. Or at least he tries to be. Does he know you are talking to us? I asked. No, Maria said. He does not even know I still live here. We do not talk much anymore. After what happened with David, it damaged our relationship. My son felt rejected, unwanted, and I think deep down he blames me for not telling David about him sooner. My mom stood up suddenly. She looked like she was going to be sick. I need to leave, she said. I cannot be here anymore. She walked toward the door. I stood up and followed her. But before we left, I turned back to Maria. What is his name? I asked quietly. Your son. What is his name? Maria looked at me with tears in her eyes. Michael, she said. His name is Michael. I nodded. And then I walked out. My mom was already in the car when I got outside. She was gripping the steering wheel and crying so hard her whole body was shaking. I got in the passenger seat and closed the door. I did not know what to say. I did not know how to comfort her. So I just sat there next to her while she cried. After a few minutes, she finally spoke. He lied to me, she said. Her voice was broken, raw. He lied to me for 20 years, Emma. He knew he had a son, and he never told me. He chose to keep it a secret. He chose to reject his own child. What kind of man does that? I do not know, Mom, I whispered. My mom wiped her face and started the car. We drove home in complete silence. 4 hours of nothing but the sound of the road and my mom's quiet crying. When we finally got back to our town, my mom pulled into the driveway of our house. She turned off the car and looked at me. I want you to call your father, she said. Tell him to come home. Tell him we need to talk. All three of us. I nodded. I pulled out my phone and called my dad. He answered on the first ring. Emma, he said. His voice sounded desperate. Are you okay? Is your mom okay? We need you to come home, I said. Right now. We need to talk. There was silence on the other end. Then my dad said, okay. I will be there in 20 minutes. He hung up. My mom and I went inside and waited. 20 minutes felt like 20 hours. Finally, we heard the front door open. My dad walked in. He looked terrible. Like he had not slept in days. He looked at my mom. Then at me. Then back at my mom. What is going on? He asked it. My mom stood up and walked over to him. She looked him right in the eyes. We went to see Maria, she said. My dad's face went completely white. You what? He whispered. We found her, my mom said. We drove to her city. We went to her apartment. And she told us everything. My dad took a step back. He looked like he was going to collapse. What did she tell you? He asked quietly. She told us about Michael, my mom said. Your son. The son you have known about for 20 years. The son you rejected. The son you never told me about. My dad put his hands over his face. Oh God, he whispered. How could you? My mom screamed. How could you keep something like that from me? How could you reject your own child? What kind of man are you? I was scared, my dad said. His voice was shaking. I was scared that if I told you it would destroy our marriage. I was scared I would lose you. I was scared I would lose Emma, so I lied. I told Maria to never contact me again. And I tried to forget about it. I tried to pretend it never happened. But it did happen, my mom said. You have a son, David. A son who wanted to meet you. A son who you abandoned. Just like you abandoned Maria. My dad started crying. I know, he said. I know. And I have regretted it every single day since. But I did not know what else to do. I made a choice. And it was the wrong choice. And I am sorry. Sorry is not enough, my mom said. Her voice was cold now. Calm. Sorry does not fix this. Sorry does not bring back the 20 years you lied to me. Sorry does not fix the damage you did to that boy. She walked over to the couch and sat down. She looked at my dad with tired eyes. I want a divorce, she said. My dad's face crumbled. Karen, please, he said. Please do not do this. It is already done, my mom. said. I called a lawyer this morning. I am filing the papers next week. This marriage is over, David. It has been over for a long time. I just did not know it until now. My dad fell to his knees. He was crying so hard he could barely breathe. Please, he begged. Please give me another chance. I will do anything. I will fix this. I will make it right. You cannot fix this, my mom said. You cannot make this right. You lied to me for our entire marriage. You kept secrets. You rejected your own son. And you broke my heart in a way that can never be repaired. So, no, David, there is no other chance. We are done. My dad looked at me. His eyes were desperate, broken. Emma, please, he said. Please talk to her. Please tell her I can fix this. I looked at my dad, the man I had looked up to my entire life. The man I thought was perfect. And all I saw now was a liar. A coward. A man who destroyed his family because he was too weak to tell the truth. I cannot help you, Dad, I said quietly. You did this. Not me. Not Mom. You. And now you have to live with it. My dad put his head in his hands and sobbed. My mom stood up and walked to the door. She opened it and looked back at him. I want you out of this house by tomorrow, she said. Take whatever you need. The rest we will deal with through lawyers. She walked out. I followed her. And we left my dad sitting there on the floor crying alone. 3 months later, my parents' divorce was finalized. My mom got the house. My dad moved into a small apartment across town. We barely talked to him anymore. The trust was gone. The love was gone. Everything was gone. I tried to reach out to Michael, my half-brother. I found him on social media. I sent him a message explaining who I was. Explaining that I did not know he existed until recently. Explaining that I was sorry for what my dad did. He never responded. I do not blame him. He spent his whole life feeling unwanted, feeling rejected. And now his father's other daughter was trying to reach out? I would not respond either. My mom is doing better now. She started therapy. She started going out with friends again. She started living her life again. She said the divorce was the best thing that ever happened to her. She said she finally felt free, but I know she still hurts. I can see it in her eyes sometimes. The pain, the betrayal, the wasted years. My dad is alone now. He calls me sometimes. I answer sometimes, but it is not the same. It will never be the same. He destroyed our family. And I do not know if I will ever forgive him for that. I learned something from all of this. I learned that secrets destroy everything. I learned that lies always come out eventually. And I learned that the people you trust the most are sometimes the people who hurt you the worst. My name is Emma. I found a photo of a woman in my dad's wallet. And when I asked him about it, his answer destroyed our family forever. If this story touched you, please subscribe to Hidden Family Secrets right now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we share real stories like this every single week. Drop a comment below and tell me what you think my dad should have done. Should he have told my mom about Michael 20 years ago? Should he have fought for Maria? Let me know your thoughts. And remember, secrets always come out. Always. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.